Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pam and today's video is going to be the series I need to prioritize. So this month in May, I gave myself a challenge to continue series that I need to finish. I have this tendency of not completing series or not even like continuing series and just to start new series every time, which is a problem because I have so many on my shelf. So many series, so I really want to prioritize some of them. And with this month's TBR, I have a couple of series that I could complete in the upcoming months, and all of these series here that I'm gonna present to you are all series that if I do complete all the books that are out, or all the books because they're already all out, I'm gonna feel so accomplished by the end of this year. So this is my goal. I have 8 series that if I do complete this year, it's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna be so happy. Let's start with a classic, a series of classics, and that is Sherlock Holmes by Arthur Conan Doyle. I read The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes earlier this year and I loved it. I have another edition for The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, but I bought this edition too, so I have 2 copies. Anyway, that's not the point of this video. And I have almost all of them. Yeah, I have A Study in Scarlet and The Sign of 4, which I know I should have read that one before The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, but whatever. I have The Memoir of Sherlock Holmes. I have The Hound of Baskerville. I have The Return of Sherlock Holmes, and I have His Last Bow. I really enjoyed the Sherlock Holmes character in The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. I really love also that it's told in Dr. Watson perspective, and I thought that the writing was really easy to understand as English is not my first language. For me, it was pretty easy to understand, which is always a good thing in classics. So I really enjoyed it, and it was just so much fun. So I have a lot. If I do read all of them this year, I will be so pleased and so happy. And I think I can do it. Yes, I think I can do it. So all of these. This is the first. Next is the third and final book of a book that I'm currently reading this month in May, and that is The Toll. So I'm currently reading Thunderhead, which is the second book in the Arc of Sight trilogy by Neil Shusterman, and after that I will only have to read The Toll, which is the third and final book. Now we'll be done with the series, so that's really encouraging. Currently I'm loving Thunderhead. I loved Sight. It was a 5 out of 5 star. Like I said, I'm really enjoying Thunderhead, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna enjoy The Toll too. But yeah, this is an amazing dystopian series. I'm really loving it. And yeah, I only have 1 book after that, so you know, it should be like pretty high on the list of books to read for the upcoming months. Next is the third book in a series that is not yet completed, but this is the newest release. It was released last year in July, and I have a copy now. So yeah, if I want to be caught up on this series, I only need to read this one, which is the Relentless Moon. God, that word is so hard for me to say. By Mary Robinette Kowal. This is the third book in the Lady Astronaut series, and I love the first 2 books, The Calculating Stars and The Faded Sky, and I have the third book here with me. The 4th book I think is coming out next year, and I think there's also going to be a 5th book. I have the 3rd book, so I only have to read this one to be caught up on the series. So again, it's pretty high on my list. I loved, like I said, the first 2 books. So yeah, Next is a middle grade series that I really enjoyed the first 2 books, which is the Pandava series. It's not a quartet anymore. It's gonna be 5 books, but yeah, I have the 3rd book, Arusha and the 3 of Wishes, and I have the 4th book, which is Arusha and the City of Gold. The 3rd book came out last year. This one came out this year. And I have those 2 books to read to be caught up on the series. I really want to read them. This series is so good. I really love middle grade mythology book because of Percy Jackson. Yeah, it's one of my favorite book series of all time. I think it's my favorite series of all time. It's so good, so good. And this one involves Hindu mythology, and I really love the first 2 books. Arusha is such a great main character. She's really spunky, she's really butt-headed, and I really love her. And I've been learning so much on Hindu mythology, and I've been loving my journey with it. So I really want to continue on with the series. I have, like I said, the 2 books to read to be caught up. Next at this point is pretty ridiculous, but that is Feast for Crows by George R.R. Martin. I think I started this book last year, and like in June or July, something like that. I'm still in the middle of it. I'm a little bit more than halfway through. I've been struggling with this one. Yeah, it's really not my favorite one. It's really long and dragging and a bit boring. We're not following my favorite characters, we're following other characters. There's like 1 or 2 point of view that I'm really enjoying in this one, Brienne and Arya, and that's it. The other one I'm like, I don't care. I really don't. So yeah, I've been struggling with this one, but after I'm done with this, I will need to move on with A Dance with Dragons, which is the 5th and final book out in the Song of Ice and Fire series. And I think in this one we're following my favorite characters, which are Jon, Daenerys, Tyrion, Cersei, Arya. Yeah, so I'm really excited for that one, because in this one we don't have those point of view, so we don't really know what they're doing at the moment, all of these characters, except for like maybe Arya. But yeah, I'm really excited. And after that, I'm gonna be caught up on A Song of Ice and Fire series. So right away when the next book is coming out, I will be able to read it immediately. So yeah, so that's really exciting. Even though we don't know when that book is gonna come out, either way, it's pretty exciting. But I need to finish this. Okay, I need to finish this. Next is the Throne of Glass series. So last month in April, I read The Assassin's Blade, which is the novella collection of the series. This month, I'm gonna read A Crown of Midnight, and so next month, I would like to read Hair of Fire and go on and on with the other books. So, you know, in July, I would read Queen of Shadows. In August, it's gonna be Empire of Storm. September, Tower of Dawn, and finally October, Kingdom of Ash. So I could be done with this series by October, which would be really excited, and that would be that's my goal. But yeah, but I'm enjoying it so far. I enjoyed Throne of Glass. I really liked The Assassin's Blade. I don't know for Crown of Midnight, but I think in this one things pick up a little bit more and things get more excited and intriguing. So I'm really excited for this one. But yeah, I have all of them. I own all of them. They're all behind here, but they're all here, okay? So I have no excuse. Next is a really beloved classic fantasy series, and that is The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. I read The Hobbit and I absolutely loved it. And then I read The Fellowship of the Ring and it was pretty great. I enjoyed myself. I have The Two Towers and The Return of the King left to read. I have to. There's only 2 books left and then I'm done with this series. I have no excuse. I own them. So I need to read them. Yes, there are intimidating, and maybe that's why. Maybe not The Two Towers, because The Two Towers is like not even 500 pages, but The Return of the King, yeah, it's pretty big, and you know, the font is pretty tiny, and it's a mass market paperback, which I hate. But anyway, I need to finish the series, okay? I need to. I have no excuse at this point. And finally, the last book is another beloved fantasy series, and that is the Mistborn series. I have The Hero of Ages left to read. Well, after this month, I will have this book left to read for like the first Mistborn trilogy. This month in May, I have The Well of Ascension on my TBR. I'm gonna read it this month, and maybe read this one. Maybe not in June, because June is a pretty busy month for me at work, so that's not a good idea. But probably in July, when I have more time on myself so I can read. Yeah, I think that would be like a pretty good time for me to read this one. And I'm probably gonna be devastated and I'm gonna cry, so July I think is a perfect month for it. But yeah, I will only, after this month, I will only have this book to read to be done with the series. You know, there's so many of them like that, you know, here. I want to feel accomplished, and by doing that I needed to complete the series, not just complete books but complete series, so I can start new one, because I have so many series on my TBR. So if I do complete those, then that means I can start new ones, and that's really excited. So this is it, guys. This is all the books series I need to prioritize, and let me know in the comments which book series you really want to complete this year, as I would like to know. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye. I read